In the early 2000s, toys were at their peak. Fun gimmicks, Lego, media tie-ins, and so much more. Though there was one toy that piqued my interest due to its bright colors and fun characters. An Australian toy company called Moosetoys created the next big toy, and this toy took the world by storm.
Surprise inside of a garbage can. It's the Trashpack.
In July 2011, Series 1 hit the Toys R Us shelves with their bright green trash cans. There were many packs that filled this first wave of Trashpack, being 5 packs, 12 packs, and 2 packs. Of course, who can forget the iconic garbage truck vehicle with the 2 exclusive trashies that it included? This vehicle was a way to take your trashies around and also really expand the Trashpack world. However, the Series 1 wave consisted of common, rare, ultra rare, special edition, and limited edition trashies. The special editions had a really cool glow-in-the-dark finish, and the ultra rare had a translucent yellow and blue color, being the Binfections. However, the ones to keep your eyes out for were the 3 limited edition trashies: King Rat, Soggy Tomato, and Trash Cat. King Rat was one of 1,000, Soggy Tomato was one of 5,000, and Trash Cat was one of 10,000. These 3 figures were hardly advertised on any of the packaging. Only King Rat had a small blurb on some of the back of the packages, including the 5-pack and the 12-pack. These trashies have gone to fetch some crazy cash in later years, but there will be more on limited edition trashies later. However, Trashpack Series 1 by December 2011 became one of the most wanted toys for Christmas. Why though? Why were these toys such an instant hit? I truly believe it's their appeal to a wide audience. Kids and adults could get into the fun. In the 80s, Garbage Pail Kids and Trash Bag Bunch were really keen toys for the time. The Trash Pack brought the same charm to adults that they had when they were a kid. And so many adults from, 2011 back in the 80s had those toys as a kid. And for kids nowadays, it was a fun, new, hip thing to collect. I remember as a kid, so many people had these at school, and I believe the schoolyard craze really boosted the popularity for the Trash Pack toy. 2012 was a huge year for the Trashpack gang, as Series 2 is dumped into retail stores in February. This year, we saw the same lineup of packs, but a new pack was released, an 8-pack with a fizz feature. It was an incredible gimmick that I personally loved so much as a kid. You could dunk it into water, and the trashies would fizz out of the bag, coming to the top to reveal which trashies you got in the fizz bag. Series 2 also had sort of a space theme with its ultra-rare trashies and its amazing limited edition trashies, who were now advertised on the back of the packaging and in the collector's guide. We had Grot Rocket, Trashcraft, and Trashalite. Grot Rocket being one of 1,000, Trashcraft being one of 5,000, and Trashalite being one of 10,000. We had so many more playsets and vehicles were released this year as well. It was a great time to be a Trashpack fan in early 2012. There was even a design your own trashie contest where collectors got to design their own trashies to be made into a real trashy figure. How cool is that? You're even seeing one right here on screen that I was able to get from someone who actually created this trashy Barfy Bean. So really cool to be able to showcase this in this video. Shout out to the guy who made it. I will leave a link to him in the description below. But things really started getting crazy in the latter half of 2012 in August when Series 3 hit the shelves in Australia with blue trash can color, and also we had sticky wall taller trashies as ultra rares, we had color changing trashies as our special editions, and we had super cool limited edition trashies. These limited edition trashies were incredibly sought after. We had Grimy Gold, we had Trash Cash, we had Stick Talk, Rot Vault, and Junk Jewelry. These were the most limited editions we've ever had in a series before, especially the one of 250 Grimy Gold, who according to the BBC UK network in 2013 sold for over 1,000 British pounds on eBay. Now that's turning trash into cash. At this time, Series 1 was no longer in production and was fetching some high dollars on eBay because of the new craze. We saw a bunch of new collectors come in, and Series 1 was selling like crazy, Series 2 was selling like crazy, and now Series 3 was being sought after by collectors everywhere, all over the world. Another really interesting tidbit, in October of 2012, we actually saw an early leaked look at Series 4 on YouTube. Quickly taken down by Moose, this early look, according to the Trashpack wiki page, was found by someone who saw prototype packaging on the street outside of Moose headquarters. I know, sounds too good to be true. It was showed off early, and it looked like you could see the red Willy Bins, Squishbone, and some other various trashies from Series 4. Some claimed this forced Moose's hand at revealing a teaser for Series 4. The footage is considered lost media now, but some have claimed to have seen it when it was released. What do you think? Did you ever see this? Let us know in the comments below. 2013 saw the release of Series 4, and in fact, the red wheelie bin rumor was actually true. We had a bunch of different trashies with different teams, and we also had some beach trashies covered in real sand. And included was mini micro-sized trashies in the series as well. The limited edition consisted of bone-chilling, rotting trashies that glow in the dark with harder plastic, including Swishbone, Festering Fowl, Rotting Rat, Cruddy Cow Skull, and Foul Fishbone. We also saw a really cool giant sewer dump playset that was released, and it came with some really cool exclusive trashies. And speaking of those exclusive trashies, they were also released in a UK exclusive magazine in purple, as well as the junk truck trashies in yellow, which were really cool and are relatively hard to find in today's market. You can see the figures now on screen. They look really cool. If you have any of these, let me know in the comments below. We also saw something really weird and just way out of the park for Trashpack, which was the UFT, the Ultimate Fighting Trashies, which were spinning fighting trashies, were very similar to the Ninjago spinners or Blade Blades at the time, as well as trash wheels. We also saw another very weird concept called trash wheels. Trash wheels were trash packs on wheels, essentially, and they actually got 3 series, believe it or not, that actually ended up surpassing the Trashpack line in 2014, which is crazy. We'll get to that later. But we also saw a really cool toy that I personally really wanted as a kid. Of course, I could never get it because it was an Australian release, which were called scrap racers. These were little mix and match vehicles that you could put trashies on, and the trashies that came with the sets were actually exclusive, and they had little launchers that you could race the trashies using your custom car that you built. It was a really cool concept. I wish it came out in other countries. I've actually been able to get a couple now that you can see on screen, but these were really fun. If you guys don't have these and you're Trashpack fans, I highly recommend picking them up. However, in the latter half of 2013, we saw Series 5 with their bright yellow toilet bins. These were all about the sewer trash, and the sewer-themed limited editions included, we had Poo Plumbing, we had the Golden Poop Plop, we also had Spewer Rat, and Gunk Gator, which were really cool limited edition trashies. However, the Golden Poop Plop was the one to look out for. These sewer-themed trashies were so much fun and offered a new look to the trash pack that we've never really seen before. The trash pack hype still hasn't died yet at this time, and we're still seeing those limited edition trashies sell for heaps of cash on eBay. Also really wanted to highlight that there were so many exclusive trashies that were being released all over the world that I didn't even know about as a kid. There was almost an entirely alternate Australian exclusive Series 2 pack that came with exclusive figures. They were called Magic Pack, and they were like a giant fizz block that came with hardened versions of the Series 2 trashies in different colors. Very little is known about these. I have a few of them I'm showcasing now, and I was even able to get a hold of some of the packaging for these guys to show off as well. And these are incredibly rare figures, and only one video, to my knowledge, is out reviewing this pack on YouTube. We also saw a really cool Popsicle Israel exclusive trashies. These were only available in Israel, and they came in Trashpack popsicles that were like a scum gum popsicle. You can see it now on screen. They came with exclusive Series 1 trashies that came in different colors. And these figures are pretty rare and sought after. They were really cool. You had the green Putrid Pizza. You also had a purple Waste Wolf, just to name a couple. You can see a bunch on screen now. These are really cool trashies, and I just wanted to highlight how many exclusives there were all over the world. You also had an Australian and Canadian exclusive sort of a Trashpack Barrel of Trashies bin that came with a bunch of Series 2 figures that were exclusive and some metallic Series 2 figures. These aren't too terribly rare, but they're getting harder to find. They're really, really cool. So yeah, there's a look at the Barrel of Trashies, and just wanted to highlight all of the exclusives that were released all over the world at this time. 2014 rolls around with Series 6. These egg-sighting trashies came with purple eggs. A very different look for Trashpack, but a very exciting one at that. There was also an 1,000th trashie that was included in this series, being Scrambled Rat. And speaking of Scrambled Rat, that was one of the limited editions for Series 6, including Slime Skull, Litter Lizard, Manky Maggot as well. There were only 4 of this series, which was really weird. We were usually used to 5 at this point. There was also a really cool Target exclusive Gross Ghost series that commemorated Series 1, 2, and 3. Series 1 and 2 were Gross Ghosts with translucent figures of Series 1 and 2, while Series 3 was a zombie series with really nice new coffins that went with the figures. However, sadly, in the summer of 2014, we saw the end of the Trashpack's main line with Series 7, the Junk Terms. This series of Trashpack probably to me was one of the coolest, with the awesome test tubes and beakers these figures came in. They were all translucent. We had some really cool ultra rare figures that were sort of like viruses that had little things inside of them, which were really cool. And we also had the Series 7 limited edition trashies, which were really sticky, and with Mucus Puke, Bin Bug, Flying Fungus, Captain Contagious, which were really cool trashies. They all came in those test tubes. You could find them. I actually ended up finding one of those trashies, Flying Fungus. He was one that I found in a 12 pack back in the day. It was really cool to find a limited edition on my own at that point. I also found a Rot Vault back in Series 3, which was really neat. But these were really cool trashies. It really was sad to see that we never got a Series 8, which was kind of crazy because we were all expecting Series 8. I remember reading on blogs online that we were waiting for Series 8, but no news ever came out. To end off this video, I was actually able to interview a Moosetoys employee back in 2021 that worked on the Trashpack. Nick Heen was a big part of the Trashpack brand, and he gave me some really cool answers to my questions I wanted to highlight. He told me that Series 8 was actually conceptualized. Will we see it? I have no idea. You can always let Moosetoys know if you're interested in seeing those, but make sure you guys are letting them know. Nick also claims it's a dream of his to see the Trashpack be brought back on the store shelves. So if you want to see more trashies, definitely let Moosetoys know, and hopefully they're watching this video right now. He also told me a really cool fact about the limited edition trashies, that the bigger the country, the more limited edition trashies they received in the packs, which, obviously lines up pretty well. And Nick also says, as a toy, I still talk to people who tell me it shaped their childhoods and turned them into the people they are today. Also, it was Moose's first distribution into the USA, meaning we didn't use a third-party distributor. It was a hit. This was the seed that launched our US office, which was a super strong start and robust today. That was a quote from Nick Heen himself. I also asked about the cancellation of the toy line, and he said that the Trashpack lasted longer than normal collectible toys. According to the Moosetoys Trashpack website, it was a global success that piqued the interest of millions all around the globe. This toy was very special to me as a kid, and still to this day, as I still collect certain figures I'm looking for in my collection. And there are also still collectors out there waiting for, hopefully one day, these little trashies to make a comeback on store shelves. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.